It's a solid night of racing at Sandown this evening, and what can we most look forward to? I think firstly, race number 4, we see Hank the Hustler step back out after a superb win last Thursday night. Can he back up that same sort of performance and make it another statement leading into his RSN Sandown Cup Carnival? The following race, race 5, the Vicbred final, that's a very competitive one, and the remainder of the quaddie legs are quite strong and entertaining as well. For my previews, you can catch them on the Watchdog app or the Tab app. If you agree, if you disagree, get vocal on Twitter. Make sure you tag at Sandown Dogs, and most of all, enjoy the night of racing. The opener at Sandown Park tonight, it's a grade 7 for the sprinters, and an interesting race because a lot of these runners will do their best work towards the latter stages. I did go with number 1, Postman Pickett for Matty Wright, and he did race last Thursday night. Started at a big price. Now he jumped from box number 7 and he wanted to get down to the rail. So from box 1, that's a tick. He also ran on well in that run too. So to me, he looks to be the best placed here. Second, number 3, Tom the Cheap. And he's another strong one. And in his 13 starts so far, he's run a lot of placings. And I expect that to continue as his career goes on. Third, number 4, Aston Roan. I thought she was okay at the Meadows in her last start, but her runs prior to her past couple at Ballarat, she has looked better than what she did in her last start at the Meadows. So hoping for some improvement from her. And fourth, number 7, Call Me Chloe, who's still on the up after his 5 career outings so far. So race 1, gone 1, 3, 4, and 7. Race 2, it's another restricted win event. This time it is a mixed 6-7 over the sprint distance. I went with number 3 here in Whatever I Say, and she did have to work hard to win on Sunday just gone at Sandown. But the start prior to that, she showed an enormous amount of early speed. So twice she's gone 5-0s to the first split at both city tracks. So hoping she can ping away. And for any greyhound trained by Jimmy Redenbach, Sandown is their home deck. Second, number 4, Grace's Spirit. And this is a much more easier race than she's seen at her past few, where she has gone through the launching pad series. She doesn't have a lot of early speed, but she's got some good strength, so she will finish well. Third, number 2, Aston Future. And he goes well, that's for sure. But if there's queries you want to sort of look deeper into coming into tonight, it's that he hasn't raced on a city track yet, and it has been weeks since his last racetrack outing. And fourth, number 8, Turbulence. And look, his best is good, but this draw isn't good for him, so he will need a bit of luck from there. So race 2, gone 3, 4, 2, and 8. Race 3, we step up in distance to the 595 metres. It's a grade 5 and not exactly a race you can be overly confident in, but I did go with number 8 here in Carry On Liam, and he did win from this same draw in his last start, and his litter has been one that does appreciate racing in that middle to wide part of the track. Second, number 1, 60s Rocker. Now, he's had one start since October. That was in February, and he was never in the race. So at his best, he's hard to beat, but we just don't know where he's at coming into this one. Third, number 3, Rhonda Lily. And she hasn't won a race for a while, but this is probably one of the better chances that she has had for some time. And fourth, number 4, Fairy Tale Wish. So race 3, going 8, 1, 3, and 4. Race 4, it's over these 715 metres, and don't we love the stays. It's a mixed 4-5. I'm with number 8 here, Hank the Hustler, and he will be the short price favourite. And I did jump off his bandwagon last week, and according to script, he came out with a career best win. So in a small field like he meets here, on the performance that he put together last week, given those two factors, very, very difficult to beat. Second, number 4, My Girl Kizzy. And she did come from that same race as Hank the Hustler last week. And I mean, you watch the runs and you just know that Hank the Hustler on those performances will go better. Third, number 2, Webler Hayes. And he will be slow out and then look to get to the wider part of the track. And fourth, number 5, Lump Sum. So race 4, the Hustler looks to be the one to beat. I've gone 8, 4, 2, and 5. Race 5, first leg of the quaddie. It's a good race. It's a Vicbred Series final. I have concentrated here on the inside 4 runners, and that is because number 8, Frank's Girl, not only is that a bad draw for her, but also those on her inside, because as soon as the lids open up, she'll want to get straight to the rails. So I did go with number 2, Invictus Rising, who was just so good on his Sandown debut on Sunday just gone. He won his heat in 29 and 28. That is fast. And although he's only had 7 starts, he's not that young. He turned 2 back in December, but his trainer Harry Manolitsis has been patient, and for good reason. He's humming. Second, number 1, Well Grounded. Fast dog, strong dog, but I don't think he can match the early speed that Invictus Rising can show. So in my eyes, he's just going to give him a chance straight away. Third, number 4, Aston Champagne, and she's more of a 600-meter type, so she'll be looking to begin fairly, settle up in a reasonable spot, and then start to get stuck into her work. And fourth, number 3, Black Gemstone. So race 5, first leg of the quad, it's a good race, and with 2, 1, 4, and 3. Race 6, it's a grade 5 over the middle distance of the 595 metres. I'm with number 5, California Gold, and he's just been very good for a while now over this distance. And although he didn't win last week, it was one of his career best performances. He was second behind Nangar Rust and was still able to break 34 seconds narrowly, running 33 and 99. And I just feel his style suits a middle draw, so I don't mind him here. From number 3, He Shall Blitz. Exciting to see him step up to 600 metres, because we know over the sprints, he's slow out and he comes home really hard over the 500 metres. So again, he'll be slow away. We'll see if he's got that same finishing burst over the 600. Third, number 1, Zipping Norman, and he stood the test of strength on Saturday at the Meadows because he was taken over mid-race. He then threw the last few punches to go on and win, and because of that, Chloe Dew and Clint Capuano have decided to step him up to this distance. And fourth, number 4, Nix Bale. So race 6, gone at 5, 3, 1, and 4. Race 7, it's a mixed 4-5 over the 595 metres, and this is a good race. Looking forward to this. I'm with number 2, Zipping Rambo, and we know how good he was at the Meadows 2 starts ago, and then last week at Sandown, on paper, he began poorly, but that wasn't the case. He actually got away well, then got crunched straight after the start. So another chance here from a good draw with a moderate beginner on his inside. So with him from number 8, Rickard and Rick, and I like the decision from Jimmy Redenbach to step him up in distance, because we look 3 runs ago where he won his heat to the launching pad. Not only did he show some good speed early, but his run home time was very good, and he does have more pace than most of those in this field. Third, number 4, Kenny the Brute. And I haven't been Kenny's biggest fan so far in his career, but I should start thinking about it because his past month has been very good and he's looking more serious about business. And fourth, number 1, Tyler Durden, who's a tardy beginner, but he does have a big motor. So race 7, gone 2, 8, 4, and 1. Race 8, it's a mixed 3-4, last leg of the quad, and I'm with number 1 here in Carry On Angel. Now, he's got 2 greyhounds on his outside who are reliable beginners, but they're not mad railers. So I think for Carry On Angel, if he's to run up to his normal first split of around 5:10 to 5:15, he'll be right in the thick of things, and importantly, he's got a position on the fence. Second, number 2, Got the Talk, and he can set some time when he gets the room. So he's got number 3, Scatterbox, on his outside. Scatterbox is a good beginner, so in my eyes, it's very important for Got the Talk not to collide with Scatterbox early on, and therefore cost himself momentum at a very important part of the race. Third, number 4, Radak Bale, and wasn't he just enormous when winning last week? However, this is a much tougher field, but we should have the same expectations, and that is he'll be slow out, he'll hook wide, and he'll really charge home. And fourth, number 6, Sweet As Em, and just like Radak Bale, she's slow away and she's strong. Difference is she wants the inside, Radak wants the outside. So race 8, gone at 1, 2, 4, and 6. Race 9, it's a grade 5, and this is a toughie because you can just about make a case for all runners in this field, but I did settle on number 6 in Bahati Bale, and she began very well in her last start at the Meadows. And the thing is, she is still quite young, she's still pretty inexperienced and still on the up. So that performance that she put together in her last start, hopefully that can be a bit more common. Second, number 3, Jarek Bale, and he won at Sale in his last start in a time of 29:09. That is dead set humming and less than 2 lengths off a record that has stood for 13 years. So, geez, he's going well, but the challenge is to maintain that sort of performance. Third, number 7, Mapunga Warrior, a finalist of the launching pad last week where he finished 4th. We know he's one who doesn't have any early speed, but he's got a huge motor. He will run home well. And fourth, number 1, Taken, who did just about everything right last week, just beaten by better ones on the night. So he comes up with a draw where he can sort of have a big say on the race from the red. So race 9, gone 6, 3, 7, and 1. Race 10, it's a grade 5 over the 5:15. I'm not huge on this race, but I went with number 8 here in Graceland Bale. Now, she doesn't have a lot of box speed, and because of that, a wide draw isn't appealing, but I sense she can settle more forward than what she has been in recent races. And if you watch her past couple, she does have a habit to look to the outside and hook around other greyhounds. So I just thought, given those last couple of factors, box 8 might be okay. Second, number 5, Rollo Ragnar, good winner on Sunday. Now, we went 5.08 to the first split, and I can tell you for a 37 to 38 kilo unit, that's not going to be the norm week to week, but typically he gets away quite cleanly, and his results are very consistent. Third, number 2, Father Fevos, and he's always in the placings. It's just hard to have confidence in him to win races. He runs a lot more seconds and thirds than what he does wins. And fourth, number 3, Smart as Jack. So race 10, going 8, 5, 2, and 3. Race 11, it's another grade 5 over the sprint trip, and another race that's not exactly straightforward, but I went with number 4 in Desert Flame, who was very good on Sunday. And the thing that impressed me most was that out of the boxes, that first couple of strides was quite powerful. And then when she did balance up down the back, still was able to run home quite well too. So went with her from number 5 in Notoriety, who was so close last week. Just run down by Radek Bale. Comes up with the same draw, another chance to go one better. Third, number 8, One Night Only. Class run of the race. Will finish well. He's a strong unit. Fourth, number 3, Kinson Bale. It goes well and still so early on in his career. So race 11, gone 4, 5, 8, and 3. Race 12, it is the last. It's a grade 5, and I am with number 3 here in Aces Are Trumps. And we saw him get pushed wide at the first turn last week, and from there, his chances were slashed, but his win prior to that, we know, was quite good. So the greyhound on his outside here, number 4, Sunnyside Pride, he will drift straight away to the outside as the lids open up. So there is the first opportunity to take for Aces Are Trumps. Second, number 7, Ambitious, just had the 5 starts, and she did go around in the last race last Thursday from the same draw in box number 7, and she did look quite keen to get towards the inside. So that is a query, but she is one of the most talented greyhounds in this field. Third, number 8, Raja Bale, who's likely to be worse in midfield, but he does move quite well after that. And fourth, number 4, Sunnyside Pride, who, as mentioned, will want to get towards the outside of the track straight away. So race 12, going at 3, 7, 8, and 4.